BULU the Brand. Chapter 2. The Video Book. Previously on Chapter 1. It is time to unveil the coming of the new king and ruler of the aesthetic world. BULU, a short form of the word Abalume, an ancient word of the Benin tribe, meaning open house. People come together. This word was sent by the fathers of the BULU dynasty from Rest Land. The other side, to a son of the BULU bloodline who was born in the Ohinbo land, white man's land. BULU is the assignment of uniting the world of different tribes and culture. It is the task of using the ancient African power of love to bring the different people of Earth together. The Ohinbo land-born son of the BULU people will be ordered to carry out this mission. He shall be called BULU. He will use his skills and hobby to accomplish this mission. Chapter 2. At first it seemed straightforward. The creating of this clothing brand BULU. The process, the growth, it seemed all under control. All that'll be needed will be focus, energy and funds. All smooth sailing as long as the dedication was applied. But as with everything in life, there's always twists and turns to seemingly straightforward tasks. But there was to be physical challenges and unforeseen hindrances. Physical and unseen forces came into play. Yes, unseeable forces. This wasn't mentioned in the dream. This wasn't raised. There was no warning about these life-crippling, business-failing, dream-killing incidences. Pain, tears, despair, hurt and doubt found its way into the building of the brand. BULU is on the verge of collapse. This is the reality of BULU as a venture. The reality for BULU himself, who is tasked to make success of this wonderful glorious dream and vision. BULU cries inwardly deeply to his bloodline. Tears filled his eyes. Strong he must be, but he cries, "I need help." His pain hovers around but falls on deaf ears. He sits tired, eyes closing out of exhaustion. Falls into sleep one Sunday afternoon. Something gently breezes through his face as he sleeps lightly. Eyes gently opens. He sees nothing. Again a gentle breeze past the left side of his head. He sits up attentively. Now something is up. He sits still. Now feeling he has someone, something, in his presence, but he is alone. There's no one here with him. Suddenly, very softly but assertively, in an authoritative voice, Ehineme. He is shaken, looking around half worried, frightened. He knows his family aren't here. Not in the room, not even in the country. Who will call him by his ancient family bloodline name Ehineme? This ancient word meaning goodwill. A name given only to he or she whom is born to administer favor. Still a little shaken and somewhat a little frightened, but at the same time felt protected by the voice and tone in which it's being called. He's a little confused. All of a sudden it all goes back to normal. What was that, he thought. He breathes heavily, not knowing what to make of it. Was I dreaming? It didn't feel like a dream. This was real. What's going on? Little did BULU know his cries had been heard. The inward tears had sipped inwards and touched his blood. The BULU bloodline runs deep. It runs deep into the soul of the Abalume dynasty. A dynasty thousands of years in existence. Way before man had a language. Help was on its way. The ancient resting fathers of the Abalume dynasty could see that their son was in great despair, pain and doubt. He desperately needed help. So, they will send his most trusted ally. His spiritual twin Ehineme. This has never been done. It can only be done once every tri-millennia. Every million years. The fathers have aligned. The Western world knows this as The stars have aligned. This has never happened. The ancient fathers of the first tribe in Africa, the Benin tribe, have had their soul and powers aligned by an unknown force. When this happens, a gateway is opened. Where it leads and what it is used for is up to the first Oba the king. He has the final and only say. The Oba the king, who is the great millennium father of BULU, says the gateway must be used to bring success to the task of BULU. He says there isn't a more important mission than to bring the people of Earth together as one. So it is ordered. The royal immortal princess of love, who happens to be of the same spiritual being of BULU, will be sent to help BULU on Earth. The resting land are all awake. The resting land is the land of all African ancestors. They are all awake to witness an event that has never happened. Princess Ehineme is being sent to the world. Their most precious and loved daughter is being sent to the world of chaos. The earth is referred to by the ancestors as the world of chaos. Now the ancient royals will stay awake with great excitement and anxiousness to witness the greatest event of all lifetime. In the day of dispersal of Princess Ehineme, the Oba says she has to reserve her name. He says she has to leave it behind and use an earthly name in its place, because it is too precious a name to expose. The Oba asks Princess Ehineme, "What would you like to be called in the world of chaos?" She lowers her eyelids in her traditional affectionate love power manner, lowers herself to her knees before her millennium father, and after a quiet moment replies, "Lariamana Papa." "Lariamana it is," replies Oba the king. Oba, the king, who is also her bloodline father, raises his voice, which can be heard in all of Restland. "Ehineme, is Lariamana." "Lariamana, yes Papa," she answers. "I give you the powers of my authority to join your existing powers, to go to Chaos Land and help your twin accomplish the mission of BULU." Thunderously the Restland shakes frighteningly with the responding word Asher, 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 meaning, "Lord Amen, Lord Amen, Lord Amen." Oba raises his hands. Ancient fathers raise their hands. Queens raise their hands. Prince and princesses raise their hands. Protectorates raise their hands, including one by the name Agbon Kese, the princess's most dedicated protector, who was in tears. She has been by Princess Lariamana's side since she was born, retired to Restland, and still watches over her spiritually. She is Princess Lariamana's protector for eternity. All hands are raised. Portal gateway opens. Princess Lariamana vanishes. Restland is without Princess Lariamana. World chaos receives the ancient spirit of love. Behold, people of Earth, meet Her Royal Highness Princess Lariamana Ehineme Abalume, of the Esan dynasty, also known as the Princess of Many Faces. Her Royal Highness Crown Princess Lariamana Abalume of the BULU bloodline, relatives to the Benin people of the Great Benin Empire in Africa. She is the bestower of all things beautiful to all living things. She is the lifetime custodian and administrator of beauty in all of Africa. She is here on the spiritual order of the ancient rulers of the Esan dynasty of the old Benin city. Her mission: bestow love and beauty upon all who put on BULU caps. Princess Lariamana is known to elders of Esan land as Ehineme, meaning goodwill. Her powers are of love, affection, kindness, care, healing, and not least physical appearance change. Watch out for Chapter 3. The strategy begins.